a tribute to our Filipina candidate who slipped on stage a year before.
Oh yes, for sure.
See,
Hmm.
that's why we're thinking. I'm really trying to connect everything. But yeah, that's just me. That's the Filipino pageant fan in me. There's another question from Jess Valentino. Were you responsible or in charge of the swimsuit and evening gown themes? My favorite is the celebrity slash paparazzi theme of the swimsuit competition in Miss Universe 1996. I think this was in Las Vegas.
It was in Las Vegas. It was with four professional dancers, and I think uh, who won that pageant?
Alicia Machado from
Alicia
Venezuela.
Machado, and Alicia Machado that year was pretty. She was pretty feisty that in that world. She was kind of one of those girls who the girls were like, she's mean, and I was like, no, she's not that mean. But she'd come in and she would be like, she was just sassy. She just didn't have any time to be nobody else's nothing. So she was kind of she was out to win that crown. But I remember when we put her in that photo shoot, she really came to life. And she really looked great in that. She posed and posed and posed and posed. You know, she was great. But I really liked that paparazzi. We did a lot of different things, a lot of times different. But
Were you sad?
I was creating. I created all the movement on the stage. Whatever you saw dance wise, whatever you saw in even the staging of the final walk, all of that was done by the choreographer.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Yeah, everything was so iconic from start to finish every time you were there. I'm
Yeah.
telling you now, a lot of Filipino fans love you. So even if ever you come here for a vacation, oh, you're gonna be a rock star here. So there's
Well,
a yeah. There's another follow up. There's another question from Alfonsi. Follow up to Miss Congeniality. Any funny experience with Sandra Bullock trying to learn the dance?
Sandra, her mother was a dancer, dance teacher, and Sandra's mom passed away at a younger age when Sandra was growing up. But Sandra took dance classes from her mother for a while, but she has really good rhythm, and she has a really good dance scene in the movie that was cut. But there's a part in it. If you get the DVD, there's a part. I'm teaching her some dance moves, and then she mocks me and makes fun of them, and then she does a spin on the floor, and she kind of poses, and it's really funny. I wish it would have made the movie, but it is in the offcuts of the film. But she's really easy to work with and so fun and so sweet, and she just loved it. She just really was in her element there. She could have been a Miss Universe, I'm sure.
Really? Is she really that ravishing in person?
Hmm.
All right. So from Sandra Bullock, let's now go to President Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump. So how was it like working for the Donald? Is the Trump card or Trump beauties really true when he gets to pick out to five personal picks out of top 15?
Well, I just have to say this about Donald for my taste. He was a very nice man. He, to me, he very much appreciated what I had done. He sent me a beautiful piece of paper. I was doing a TV or a advertisement calendar. Los Angeles Times did an interview with me, and then he sent a piece of paper saying, "Congratulations, Scott! You're the best. Thank you for the good ratings, Donald Trump." And I really liked him for a while. And then Donald, for my taste, got too involved in trying to make decisions. And you know what? He's not a decision maker. He wasn't a good president. So I don't think that he should make decisions. He should just let people make those decisions for him. But I have to say, in the end, Donald did not stick up for me the way I thought he would. I thought he was a little bit more loyal to his people, but he kind of threw me under the bus at the very end of the contract. So yeah, there's some little bitter feeling about that. He was a nice guy. I liked him, but um, I didn't really know. I don't know why he what he did.
Is that why? you quit the organization in 2007?
Well, there's not. I don't think I quit. What happened is that I was getting tired. I was getting older. One producer said that they didn't like the choreography anymore, and so they were going to interview somebody new. And so I interviewed just along with everybody else, but I had already been there for 15 years. And so
Yeah.
when I had to go back to interview, I contacted Donald Trump via email, and I said, you know, I could use some help here. Could you support me in keeping my job? And he never responded back, and that hurt my feelings.
So did you vote? So I assume I wonder. I assume I know who you voted last elections.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm a very liberal man. I mean, I'm my marriage is on the rocks, or on the rocks. My marriage was on the table there. If we would have got Donald back in there, possibly my marriage would have been annulled, and I just would didn't. We've come too far, and I didn't want him to take us backwards again. You know, we were doing such a great job with Miss Universe, and then he got involved too much and tried all these other things, and then Paula took over, and then designed the show differently and became executive producer and so forth. So it just wasn't the same. And so I know God did this for me, because I would have stayed till I was, 90 years old, probably, because I loved the job so much. But I needed to move on.
Mhm. It's interesting to say that. So what I'm getting from you is that had Donald probably not run for president, he would still have stayed on with the Miss Universe organization and kept producing wonderful shows after year.
Well, Donald did not produce the shows. Let me put that real close. Donald hired the networks. Some people say to me, well, why do you knock Donald? Because he paid your money or he paid your salary. I said, no, he didn't. The networks paid my salary. So NBC, CBS, ABC, all of those networks are the ones that hire me. So he didn't have anything to do with that. But what he did is, in the beginning, he allowed all of us to create these beautiful pageants, and he put the money where he wanted it. And he allowed us to do that. Then, when he got too involved, he started to make it kind of cheesy.
Cheesy. What do you mean
Cheesy.
cheesy?
Cheesy means, not pretty.
Cringy?
Cheesy,
Not
not pretty. Like
cringy.
simple,
Ah, all right.
kind of
Okay.
kind of stupid.
Not below standard.
Yeah,
You know.
and they cut costs, and they didn't do the big production numbers, and we used to be gone for 5, 6, 7 weeks, and now we were just, they were just going for like like a week, and then they would throw it together and then be done. It wasn't the same.
Yes. Yeah. So, given with what you said, there's a question here. If by any chance, would you consider to do choreography again, if not in Miss Universe stage, but at least in a national pageant? Let's say, for example, someone hires you abroad to do their national pageants. In terms of choreography, would you still do it?
Well, I've been asked to do the Miss United States pageants, which was from Miss Congeniality, the movie.
Oh,
But I, right now, would be a wonderful producer. I would be able to work with somebody who also would want to choreograph and learn from me. I would walk them through the idea of what a production number would look like, and put a lot of technology and elements into it that really would make it, bring it up to the 21st century. um, I would produce the number, and I would put my choreography skills to it, but I don't think I would personally be the choreographer. I would want to work with a choreographer and then tell them how the number could be designed, and then give it to somebody else so they can start designing these great big numbers, because they should come back. Those numbers are missing in those shows.
well, probably you should talk to Paula again, or probably ask her to recommend. probably give your recommendation to her so that
Well, she has
everything will
hired
be
she's
back.
hired her own choreographers, and they have their own way of doing it. And I'm not saying it's a bad way. I just miss the presentation and the production value of what a Miss Universe show could give you, because it's so iconic and it's so beautiful and it has all the elements of universal love and spirit, and we're missing it. All it becomes now is a talent show with who's got the prettiest dress and who's got the tightest bathing suit. That's fine. You crown a winner if that's good for you. But I think we need production. We need to be more cohesive, a spiritual kind of vibration that goes through the television to people who out in the world who says, "Oh my God, I love those people." That's what we're missing.
Why do you think the Miss Universe organization is treading this route for its production format nowadays? Taking away the opening dance number, doing a lot of more interview rounds, doing a lot of featuring a
Well,
lot of these
I
girls'
know for certain.
backstories.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't miss. I missed your conversation. You went out.
Oh yeah. Why do you think the Miss Universe organization, is why do you think the Miss Universe organization is uh, changing the production format in terms of
Well,
they're now featuring production stories, doing more interview rounds, taking away the dance numbers?
I'll be honest. I believe when I had when I worked with Paula, she was very strong in getting to know the girls or the ladies, and I really appreciated that. I think that's one of her better elements of the production, is that you do get to know these ladies, especially the top 10. Uh, you get to know who they are and what they like, and you go into depth. You unpack a little bit more of their life that is interesting to the world. However, I believe that when you do that, you miss the overall scope of what the universe pageant is about. It's really about camaraderie and unifying the world. And it's about these individual girls, yes, but it's about all of us coming together for one night. And I think what's happened is it gets lost in the translation of just 10 girls or 15 girls get to be seen. Well, that's nice, but I want a worldly experience there. I want to see the world in the whole picture. I don't just want to see the winners.
So if you were to make suggestions to the organization right now, what would you suggest them?
My suggestions would be a universal production presentation. What does that mean? What does that mean is it's a universal production presentation of country, of some spiritual understanding, of camaraderie, togetherness. We've all been through the pandemic. I mean, there's got to be a unity that we're coming together for. And then we get to narrow it down to the winner, which is all fine. But along the way, we need more production element of camaraderie and love, of spiritual relationships.
I think, yeah, I kind of agree with some, but I think they must probably working within a budget. That's why we always now see a very lean and mean production in Miss Universe nowadays.
Well,
You think so?
I was gonna say the budget is really probably the biggest part of it, but I think you can do a lot with no money.
Really?
I think it's really how you shoot it, how you develop it, how you design it, and how you present it. I don't think the budget needs to be all that big. It just needs to still stay in a sense of objective of sharing. We're sharing the world with each other. And then I believe once you get that presentation up to that level again, then you go into knowing the girls and you really get into the competition. That last half an hour or 45 minutes should be competition, competition. And then you can cheer for the girl. Yay, I want her to win. I want you. But up to that point, everybody should be really involved.
I think because nowadays when I think because the new owners IMG really wants to make the pageant more inclusive and more diverse, so that we get to see this kind of production format, that there's some sort of they need to include everyone, in terms of, I don't know, probably political correctness, but yeah, but do you get what I'm talking about?
Well, but I think you're not really seeing it though on television. I think what you're missing is that if they're trying to be inclusive and universal for all and be politically correct, I think you're still missing it because it doesn't have to be, it just has to be worldly. It has to have a world of entertainment to it. It has to have a it's an Olympics. It's an Olympics for beauty queens, you know? And
Hmm.
I believe that we have to find our way in knowing how to give that back to the people who are watching it because a lot of people love the production element, but a lot of people don't know quite what they're missing now because of the new concept.
Yeah, but yeah, let's just hope that probably they would be able to bring little bits of changes. Even Fadil is no longer on board in Miss Universe. We miss the glam shots as well. But I think I don't know.
Well, I think
Yeah.
you're onto something with the fact that it's a budget deal, and I think pageants in general have come and gone a little bit in popularity, but I believe that the pageant is never dead because it really brings people together. And people like yourself, Adam, people like myself, people who really enjoy that pageantry, there's a market for that. And I don't think we're touching the right connections with that group yet. I think it's gone.
So there's still a hidden potential waiting to be unleashed for this to, for its second renaissance again.
Well, I hope it does. And I know this much. I loved every bit of it that when we were doing it. And it can't be the same old stuff every year. It has to develop and it has to grow and it has to evolve. But I also know that it has to have heart. You know, if it doesn't have a heart to it, you're missing it. Look what RuPaul's Drag Race is doing now. All of that is so much entertainment, but at the same time, it's entertainment because it has a story behind it, and people love the girls and the guys' stories of how the parents turned them away or whatever. There's got to be heart to these shows, and I don't think it matches it like it used to.
All right. Yeah. So wait, there are so many questions coming in. I don't know. We have a few more minutes left, but I'll try my best to ask those questions. So,
Okay.
um, is there from Alfonsi again? Is it true that the staff and the people in the production were also being asked on how a particular candidate behave, or how was the candidate like off air or on backstage?
Yeah, there's some of that. You know, they like, well, what do you feel about her when she's in rehearsal? Is she a nice girl? Is she a mean girl? I mean, you give your 2 cents worth about that, but I don't think a lot of that went into the choosing of the 10 or the 15. I know when Donald Trump took over, it was really about the beauty. And what
Beauty.
was the beauty? Well, it was the eye. Whatever your eye was looking at, that was beautiful. So he really wanted the most beautiful, whatever beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? So, but he wanted the most beautiful women to be in the top 15, whatever that meant. If they
Hmm.
were smart or not good or not nice or not nice, he just wanted them to be the most beautiful women. Okay, I believe that's good because it is a beauty pageant. But I also believe that you have to show the beauty from somebody's growth. You can give them a nose, you can give them a boob job, you can give them shoulders, you can give them a nose and lips, and you can change all of that. But what is the beauty within? And I think they're choosing some really great winners, though. I have to admit, I'm really impressed with the winners that they've been choosing. I just don't like how they get to the winner.
Yeah. Who's your do you still keep in touch, or do you still watch the pageant or keep tabs with it every year? Like, who's your favorite recent title holder now?
I don't know. I really haven't watched it so much. I'm retired. I have the most beautiful home on a lake. I don't watch a lot of television anymore. I call this uh, my retirement home that I just kind of get to escape. I have some teeth situation. I got to get new teeth put in here. I'm getting old, so I just had that ripped out yesterday, and so I'm just taking care of myself health wise, And my partner, my husband Jeff, and I are just enjoying life the way that one should. I lost my mother this year to COVID, and
Oh,
that
so
really hurt my feelings because I feel bad that a lot of the United States got really, really hurt by Donald Trump's actions or lack of actions in the process of COVID. So, my dad is in a nursing home now, and so life is just different. And I enjoy the pageants. It's just that they're not top priority now to me in my life.
all right, I get it, sir. Now, a few more questions left. Do you can you still who's your? I know you've been there's so many girls you've met during your time in Miss Universe, but since I come from the Philippines, is there a particular candidate from the Philippines that still you are still in awe of up until this
Well,
day?
I'm going to ask you the question: who was your favorite Miss Philippines?
During your time, of course, Miriam Kimbao, because she got the highest placement during your time.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, but I'll tell you, the Philippines, the contestants or the delegates from the Philippines, they are special in ways that I don't know if a lot of people would know. They have a special quality to them, and they all have something that's very unique in pride. They're so grateful and so honored to be there representing the Philippines because they have such great support, like yourself and your country. And I
Yeah.
really feel that the Philippines, maybe they don't win a lot of prizes, meaning the crown all the time, but they always are highly represented with the top line of contestants and presentation. They're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but during the times that you were choreographing the best editions, we were always missing out. I mean, we only got Miriam once during the 90s and Shardine Gonzalez in 94, but the rest we were like left out of top 10. It's like, oh, like I wish, now we are back in our old glory days, but then you're no longer there in Miss Universe. So I wish we could see more of your choreography being done to all those Filipino representatives during your time.
That
So
would be
there's
nice.
another. Can you share with us some trivia or unique stories about the Miss Universe candidate that the viewers don't see or on screen? Just anything that comes out of your head,
Okay.
off the top of your
Yeah.
head.
Well, first and foremost, this has been a really wonderful opportunity to speak with you, Adam. Thank you for the interview. It's been very nice. I'm grateful for the time that I had got to work with the Miss Universe organization. It seems like I was there for years and years and years, and every time I remember something of Miss Universe, it's always a fond, wonderful memory. There's very seldom is there a mad, angry part of me that said, "Oh, I hated it." Or everything was just so well designed for us to give them the best opportunity to do the best that they could in front of the world, and that comes from my own experience of dealing with people on a level of comfort and support and spiritual connection. I think that's really important. So the best thing I can say is that we always had really great fun together, first and
Yes.
foremost. And when we had fun, the show then could then design itself around that nice quality of fun. And I Miss Universe is a special part in my life, and I'll never ever regret any of the days that I've worked on those shows. They were beautiful, and I love every one of those contestants and girls. And if you're watching this, I love you guys. I miss you, and we did some really great stuff. You guys, you were professional dancers by far, and I love you all.
That's nice to hear, sir. If there was going to be a movie about your life, which actor do you want to play you?
Look at me. I'm an old man now with a beard and no teeth, and my hair is long. And uh, you know what? I don't know if there would be anybody to play. I don't think that's.
I
I don't
think
think that
Brad
story's
Pitt.
that interesting to the world. But I do know this much. I know that I have had one hell of a ride, and now I'm in a position of spreading the word of love and spiritual understanding between myself and a society that is still accepting the LGBTQ community. I still want them to know that God is in our lives, regardless if you're straight or gay or black or white. God loves you. And that's where I'm at with my life. And so I continue to preach that. And now that my mom has passed on, I don't have anything to hide. My mom was always like, you be good now, Scott. You make sure that you take care of society. I don't care anymore. I want the world to know that God is good, and we have to give God the glory, because other than that, we don't have a universe. We don't have a day. We don't have good life. And I want you to all have good life. Life is worth living if you can just smile. I can't smile because of my tooth.
Your wisdom, your words of wisdom is really emanating to us right now, sir. There's no doubt that you have been such an integral part of many Miss Universe lives for the better. Now, if an aspiring beauty queen would ask your advice about how to go on in Miss Universe, what would your advice be?
Well, first and foremost, I think the ladies who are competing are just beautiful. And I think that the glory days of Miss Universe is still coming. I just wish there'd be a little bit more presentation, because I like presentation. I like bigness. I like music, and I like dance, and I like celebration. A perfect day celebration is something I've always enjoyed, and Miss Universe always gave me that. When I tune into Miss Universe now, I know what I'm going to see. I'm going to see some really great woman be crowned, because they're very talented and they're very incredibly beautiful. I just wish that I would get to know a little bit more of how the world is interacting with each other, because universe is that one diamond in the rough that we all got to touch a little bit. And when you don't get to see it in a massive group, you miss it. And I don't want the world to miss Miss Universe. I want it to stay in the consciousness of how wonderful the world can be with a Miss Universe in it.
So, yeah, hearing what you said, now that we are in a pandemic right now, would you want the next edition to be grander or just on a small scale?
Oh, I think you should grand it out. I do. We all need
Grand it
entertainment.
up.
You know what? We've all been small now. We've all been isolated. We need to blow out some big production style elements. Glenn Weiss did some really wonderful things with the presidential campaign, or the president inauguration. And I think that fireworks display said it all for us in the United States. We need to get big again. We need to have big production numbers and show our talent. Why do we have to hide it anymore? We're too talented to hide our talent. Let God take it out and make it something. But I think we need to get bigger.
You know who you remind me of as you speak right now? Donald Trump with his former slogan before, "Make America Great Again." So
Oh
this time,
no, America is great again. We are so great already. I just want us to be able to shine. But
when we really had such wonderful memories of you during the show. So
well,
thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I know we went beyond an hour, so I apologize for that.
that's
But
okay.
yeah,
And I want
yeah,
to I want to make sure that everybody knows that I'm not trying to dismiss or
this
disqualify anybody's production values, because I think Miss Universe is doing what they can do in the time that they have. I'm just glad I got a chance to work at it when I did. And for those that are still working on it, congratulations and keep up the good work. We'll still tune in. So keep going, everybody. One in a
all right.
million.
Yes, you're one in a million, Sir Scott. God bless you, sir. Have a great evening ahead there in Minnesota, and thank you so much. I hope we could do this again in some near future.
I would
Yes.
be honored. Adam, you've just been a delight to work with. And thank you for everybody. I hope you're well.
All right.
Stay
God bless
good.
you, sir. Virtual hugs and kisses all the way from Manila, Philippines. Bye.
Yay.
Thank
Be
you.
good. God loves you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go to the story. The story has